Tonight we're on Bui Vien Walking Street, and I haven't been here since pre-COVID, so I kind of wanted to walk down the street, kind of see what it's like. It's Friday night, it's about 9 p.m. So let's go check it out. This isn't really a place that expats that live in Saigon go to. It's kind of like living in Vegas. If you live in Vegas, you don't really go to the strip anymore after, I don't know, 6 months or so. I'd say about a year ago, we used to walk down the street and it would take 45 minutes to get end to end. I have a feeling that we're gonna get to the end of Bui Vien here pretty quick. I know a nice lady that lives down in African Street, and they call that African Street because, well, there's a lot of Africans there. So once I get to the end, I'm gonna loop around and then we'll go down African Street and we'll go see her. She used to date one of my friends. He's actually in Thailand right now, but he's a good guy. He helped me out with my Tesla certification so I could teach her. This is about where the music's gonna start getting a little bit louder. It's like it's pretty dead even for a Friday night. Back before COVID, didn't matter what night of the week it was, it would always be jam-packed. Especially right here. Before COVID, you wouldn't dare even to drive your motorbike down the street. You'd get stuck. You got halfway down the street, you'd literally get stuck. There's a lot of girly bars on this street. And I'm gonna try to do the right thing and not show them too much, because I don't know who they are or where they're from. Maybe they don't want their parents to know what they're doing in Ho Chi Minh City. But if any come up and talk to me, they can see I have a camera, so that's their decision. But I'm not gonna point it at them. A lot of these places are closed. These all used to be open businesses before COVID. I saw another YouTuber I'm a big fan of. He walked down the street and he was actually counting the closed businesses. I don't think I have the brain power for that. So up here on the left, we got Miss Saigon. Miss Saigon was a big club. I used to come down this street a lot. I'd say about 2 years ago. But once you've lived here for so long, it's just old news. The street is loud. Everybody's pushy. I'm gonna wait till I get past this music. Okay, the street's loud. Everybody's really pushy, selling anything from cigarettes to whatever you can think of. Everybody wants you to come to their establishment. And you see these guys trying to flag down these bikes so they'll park. We've got these cigarette vendors here. They're usually a lot more expensive. Hi, how are you? Than it would be if you just walked in the store and bought them. But some of them can be pretty friendly, so it's worth paying, you know, 5,000 more. It's getting a little quieter down here. There used to be this entire street. There'd be so many people sitting out here. People would literally be sitting where I'm walking right now. Now the street's just wide open. Show you guys some of this. Closed establishments. seen this before. What those people are doing. What people are doing is they take nitrous oxide. We can pass the music again. I did come with you. Xin lỗi. Come on. Okay, these people will take nitrous oxide and they'll put it in balloons. And then they'll sit there and suck on it. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I don't know what it's like, because I do. And what it does is it gives you kind of a little bit of a head rush. And it's not much fun unless you've been drinking. So if you drink a little bit, you buy yourself a balloon, you can give yourself a little bit of a head rush. A lot of them, it's overpriced. A lot of these businesses make a lot of their money from those balloons. But if you're ever here, I don't think it hurts you. You see the kids on that 70s show doing whippets and stuff, so you guys know what I'm talking about. Same thing. All right, in that short amount of time, we've actually walked, I'd say 3/4 of Bui Vien. Back in the day, I say that back in the day like I've been here for a long time, but back to pre-COVID, that would have taken me 45 minutes. It would have been shoulder to shoulder. You'd have your hands in your pockets to make sure somebody's not grabbing anything. There's no way in heck would you get a bike through there. I know, I've tried. When you get down to this area, the bars kind of lessen a little bit and you get more of a restaurant type environment, sports bar. It's a little quieter. I'm gonna hang a left up here. There used to be this restaurant called Saigon, and it was open. That means delicious Saigon. It used to be open 24 hours. So when me and my friends would be out running around and we want some food, we knew where we could go. Hello, xin chào. Xin lỗi, come on. I think it's this left up here. Now guys, I haven't actually been down this street, especially at nighttime, in well over a year, probably longer. It's changed a lot. Actually got like a cheese shop here. Oh wow, this alley's gotten really quiet. This alley used to be packed. There was a little club up here on the left where all the young kids would go, I'd say the high schoolers. And every night we'd sit down here at Saigon, and without fail, they'd be carrying some girl out that can't even walk, throwing up on her nice shoes. Can't even load her on the back of a bike. The street's definitely got a lot quieter. Like I got some expats up here hanging out, doing innocent things. Yeah, I can see Saigon up there ahead. It looks like it's closed. Yeah, I think this used to be the club where they all went to, the high school kids. I'm not sure. It's a long time ago. Looks like we got a milk tea or an ice cream shop. These hotels here are pretty popular. These would always be booked pretty hard back pre-COVID. They look absolutely deserted now. Let's take a look in there. Yeah, they're pretty empty. So this is what I was talking about, Saigon. Every night there'd be tables all the way out here on the street. People drinking, people eating. Usually the expat variety. Usually a little older. It's a nice spot to chill if you wanted to get away from all the loud music, but still be close enough to walk to it if you wanted to. Okay, we're not actually on Bui Vien anymore. Now we're on the street that runs parallel to it. This is a central market. I don't know if it's actually a market because I haven't been in there. But I do know there's a park up here on the right. And I think I went over there and sat on the bench one time, but a lot of disreputable folks hanging out over there. So at least there was. Like I said, guys, it's been over a year. When COVID first came to the city, they had curfews. I think it was 10 p.m. So Bui Vien would still be in full force till about 10 p.m. and then they'd have to shut it down. And there were so many months without any cases in Ho Chi Minh City. What they did was they opened it back up full force. Now it looked like things were cracking again. And then we got a lot of outbreak here. And that was right before the summer started. I'd say April or so. And it hasn't been the same since. Not that that bothers me too much because, well, I kind of like staying at home. And I live way out in Ya Bay anyways. It's about a 20-minute drive just to get here. Okay, wow, check this out. This is absolutely dark. Wow. There used to be tons of people on this street. Used to be a Republic. Yes, that was a little gay bar right there. That was always open. I'm actually not going to walk down this way. It doesn't look like there's too much happening. I'm going to head one more street over, and then I'm going to head down African Street and see if my friend T is at her coffee shop. She sells beer there too, so I think I'll have a few beers and visit with her. If you're a drinker, Saigon is the place to be. There's a big drinking culture here in Vietnam. And when I first got here, I used to drink a lot. Well, what else could I do? It was a way to hang out and meet new people. But I've been here for 30 months now and I'm pretty comfortable. Falling back into my old habits of hiding in my house and playing video games and watching TV. So, but when you're in a country like this, you gotta come out sometimes. So I figure I'll bring you guys along. So let's check it out. Let's see what's going on over here. This used to be where all the massage girls were. Now, I've never had one of these massages, but I hear they're special massages. I get off the street because I don't want somebody snatching my camera. Special massages where they would touch you in some... Well, I don't need to say. Usually what would happen is you'd give them a tip or something like that. I've entertained the notion, but I got too much social anxiety for that. So this is the park I was talking about. Looks pretty dead. Used to be a lot of disreputable folks over there, strung out on whatever it is those kind of people do. It's a bus station right here. Before COVID, you'd see 2 or 3 buses and tons of passengers loading and unloading. Now we got one single bus here. What is that? 3 passengers? A couple people on board. Oh, look at that. Absolutely got this completely taped off. I'm not sure I was supposed to walk through here, but I did. Not paying attention. Some really seedy alleyways in this area too. If you ever find yourself in Saigon, I'd stick to the main streets. Even though I'm walking with my camera, and it's on the street side because I'm right-handed, I have a strap wrapped around my arm. So if someone did snatch it, they would have to take my arm too. And I'm pretty sure that, you know, it might hurt me, but I'm confident that I could tighten my bicep and pull them off their bike. They'd have a hard time. Like a big guy coming up probably after that. certainly wasn't. Sometimes I'm surprised by how tall Vietnamese men can be. Go around this truck. Gone to this Burger King many times. Not necessarily because I was in the Bui Vien area, but because it was the closest Burger King. Someone asked in the comments on my last video what kind of Western food that we have here. So to answer that question, there's McDonald's, like you knew of. There's Burger King, Pizza Hut, Domino's, KFC, Popeyes, Texas Chicken, Chili's. There's a lot of foreigners that come here and they open restaurants from their native country, and of course a lot of Americans. It's a good guy I know. He owns a couple places called Tippy's, and he sells burritos and tacos and nachos, stuff like that. They're absolutely fantastic. So if you're from the United States and you like things like Taco Bell or Chipotle, Tippy's is a good alternative. If you're gonna eat Western food here, it's gonna cost you a little bit more though. People say you can come here and live cheap, which is absolutely true. But if you want to eat Western food, you're gonna pay. And it's not gonna be the same. You want a big, greasy burger or a nice T-bone steak, you're gonna pay for it. It's not like America. No dairy farms. Actually, there might be out towards the lot, but not as industrialized agriculture like we got back home. But if you want to have some pho or some rice and stuff like that, you can eat pretty cheap. So I've almost done a full circle. And look how quick I did that. If I go down there all the way to the end, that's one of the first streets I walked by on my left. There's an expat bar right there. I can't remember what it's called. All the expats would sit out there and smoke and drink their beers. Been there a few times. It's all right. Very small though. So I'm gonna take a left up here on African Street, and I'm gonna walk down to my friend's coffee shop. And she has no idea I'm coming by, so hopefully she won't mind the camera too much. Just absolutely deserted. Gone. The reason they call this African Street, like I said, is a lot of the Africans live in this area. They like to stay close to each other. It's understandable. I'm not saying Vietnam's hostile to those with the darker skin, but there is a little bit of racism here. And if they're going to be racist against anybody, it would be them. So I understand them wanting to stick together. Right. Actually can't remember where it was because I've never come here from this angle.